How close are you to it? It being the thing that you desire, things that inspire you. Or how close are you to people? How close to you, how close are you to people that inspire you or even motivate you? How close are you to people that distract you? It's all about proximity. The people that distract you, you really don't see it. It takes a little time, some maturity, some wisdom for you to see that, okay, I've been close to this person for X amount of time, but this person isn't helping me on my journey. This person is holding me back from everything that I can be doing. I'm distracted. Oftentimes, when this is happening, for a lot of us, we don't see it as though it's a distraction. It's that moment when you wake up and you realize this is a distraction that you start to distance yourself away from it. You start to put some separation between you and whatever that distraction may be. It might not necessarily be a person. It might be a situation that you're involved in, but you realize that the proximity that you are attached to this situation ain't the best for you. It ain't helping you in the long run. Proximity will expose to people and things that you never dream of. Proximity will expose things that you never saw. It will expose things that you wouldn't believe a person would do. It all depends on who you closely attached to. Who are you in proximity with? Do they have your best interest at heart? Do you have their best interest at heart? The truth of the matter is a lot of negative things feed on negative things. A lot of positive things feed on positive things. But being positive requires discipline. Being positive ain't necessarily easy. And a lot of people don't want to do what takes work. You around positive people, they're gonna hold you accountable. You around positive people, they're not gonna take no for an answer. Everything that you say or speak on is gonna be looked at as though it's an excuse. But you around negative people, they feed into the bull. They feed into it. They blame everybody else but themselves for the set of circumstances that they're dealing with. They blame everybody around them for what they're dealing with. It's someone else's fault that they ain't where they at. My advice to you is to distance yourself from anybody that has that set of mind. Anyone that has that set of belief. It ain't gonna be good for you. Over time, it'll bleed on to you. And then you'll start to idolize that same train of thinking, that same train of thought that's gonna have no benefit to you. The possibilities in life are endless. But you have to be close to people that mean good for you. When I think about it in my life, I've been close to a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of different people that mean the best for me. I've also been exposed to those that didn't mean the best for me. But it took time for me to wake up and realize that this ain't it. It took time for me to mature and realize that I could be better, I could do better. The hardest thing is, especially if it's a relative, a romantic relationship, you got love for that person. You don't want to disregard them in a manner that it comes off as disrespect. But you got to set yourself up for greater good. And sometimes we look at different situations as guilt. It ain't your fault that a person ain't where they're supposed to be at. It ain't your fault that they ain't doing the things that they can be doing. It ain't your fault that they haven't. It ain't your fault that they haven't gotten to the place that they're supposed to be in. None of that's your fault. But some people will guilt trip you into thinking that their set of circumstances is your fault. That's just what it is. You got to align yourself with the right people. Align yourself with people that wants good, wants better, trying to do some things, or really doing it. If you can get close to them, get close to them. The closer you are to positive things, the more positive your life will be. The closer you are to bad things or negative things, the more negative your life will be. Right now, if you a young person and you get involved with someone who on drugs, the likelihood of you trying drugs is going to be very high because you place yourself within proximity of that person or these people, and now you don't want to look like the outsider, so you indulge and you take part in whatever those activities are. But that ain't you. But it's hard for you to tell them no because you got love for the people. You got love for a person. But sometimes you got to think beyond the love you got for someone. Having love is cool, walking away is mercy. You don't necessarily have to be tied to or married to a person or a situation to walk away from it. Just thinking about the proximity of being close to this situation and what it's actually doing for your spirit. It'll harden your heart. It'll turn you cold. The best people you can be around is those that motivate you, those that'll push you, those that'll give you that nudge, those that see beyond your capacity to see for yourself. Those that's gonna keep it 100 with you. Those that's gonna be 100% honest with you. If you got friends like that, keep them close. Stay within range. For the simple fact that what they see in you, you're not seeing for yourself, but they're gonna give you that nudge, and it's not gonna come from a place of negativity. You're gonna see it as so positive that you really think about what they're saying to you, or you think about that nudge that they give you because it's gonna push you in a direction that you really wouldn't have went if you had to decide to go. I got friends like that. You should have friends like that too. It's a it's a blessing and it's a benefit. You know, my best friend told me a long time ago. He was like, "You got a lot of wisdom. You got a lot of knowledge. You'll get to that cliff, but somebody gonna have to push you off." I didn't take that as negative. I didn't take that as disrespect. He said the God honest truth to me, because I get just that close to something or to a situation, and I get hesitant, and that's a natural feeling. You start letting these thoughts accumulate in your mind. You start letting these thoughts wander. What if it don't go the way that you thinking it's gonna go? But you gotta take that chance. You gotta at least take that leap of faith. You gotta at least try it, because you never know what you fail to do or what you thought wouldn't work ends up being the things that work. Ends up being that stepping stone to get you over that hump that you so much desire, and then it puts you in a place that you unfamiliar with in a positive manner, that your life begins to bloom and blossom. You begin to bear fruit and you begin to reap those fruit. That's life. But we got to put ourselves in position. We have to be within proximity of those situations. We have to. Surround yourself with people that want the best for you. Surround yourself with people that celebrate when you win, and they don't come at a benefit to them. If you do that, you already won. But a lot of situations, or even a lot of friendships, or even a lot of relationships, is benefits. It's ancillary benefits to them where I'm doing whatever I'm doing to get a certain outcome, but I'm only doing it for this reason. I'm not doing it because I want to see you succeed. Most of us don't think like that. Most of us, our train of thinking and our thought process is so totally different that we don't think about the impact we have to other people, or the impact we have surrounding ourselves with certain individuals. You have to think about it. Full circle. You are what you eat. You feed into garbage, garbage come out. Same thing with the people you hang with. You hang with people that ain't got nothing going. They under the tree all day. They using drugs, abusing alcohol. What's the likelihood that that's gonna happen in your life? I think it's a strong possibility, but it's the truth. Some of us don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Good or bad, proximity is important. It's important because you want to be surrounded with people. You want to be associated with people you can be around, trust, not have to think about what they're saying about you. Again, they want you to win, they want you to succeed. But so many times, that negative stuff is easy to feed into and easy to gravitate towards. When you think about it, right? A negative situation, that's what we see a lot of. That's what we hear a lot of. And people tend to gravitate towards it, knowing it ain't the best thing for them. You got to be different. People gonna look at you. They're gonna look at you all crazy. They're gonna say, "Man, who you think he is? He think he better than us?" Even the people you with right now. You stop doing what they're doing. You start moving on for greater good. You start moving in a positive manner. They're gonna talk about you. They're gonna criticize you. You disassociated yourself from the flock. Now the flock gonna turn its back on you. You're gonna feel a way about that. That's natural. Don't expect people to see your vision the way that you see it. Don't expect people to see your future the way that you see it, because they won't. They won't understand why you moving the way that you moving. This is, you know, when we talk about proximity, it's not just corporations, it's not just individuals. This could be your family. This could be your spouse. This could be your sibling. If they don't mean the best for you, you got to distance yourself from them. You got to disassociate yourself from them in the situations that you're dealing with. Truth of the matter is, the closer you are to the positive things, the more positive your life will flourish. If you're a person right now, let's say you want to lose some weight, you're not going to be around the skinny dude, or you shouldn't be around the skinny dude or the skinny woman. They eat whatever they want because they naturally got a high metabolism, that they never gain weight. You want to surround yourself with people that's going to the gym, people that's working out, people that's working out a good sweat. When you align yourself with people who can eat whatever they want, drink whatever they want, and don't put on no weight, it's going to give you a false reality of your reality, because it doesn't match. It doesn't add up to the fact that that's not your reality. Proximity is important in your careers. Whatever business you decide to start, if you decide to start one, you're starting a business right now. Depending on what that business is, you want to place yourself around, in proximity, you want to place yourself around people that's going to utilize that business. If you're starting to cut grass, you're starting a landscaping company, you want to be around the hardware stores. You want to be around the nurseries. You want to be in a position where people could see, okay, this is a service that's available. You got to place yourself in the right place. You got to be in the right position. But that ain't necessarily easy for everyone. Sometimes it requires you to come out of character. Sometimes it requires you to be somebody that most of the people that know you know that you're not. Sometimes it requires you to be more vocal. Sometimes it requires you to be more open. But you got to place yourself in proximity. Proximity just simply meaning you got to be within range of the things that you want to achieve. I understand in certain circumstances that everything and everyone won't be in your proximity. But if you can get there close to someone that is within range, within that proximity, it'll have a benefit. As you think about and process the conversation today and gather your thoughts, who or what can you place yourself close to that's going to benefit you? How's it going to benefit you? You don't necessarily always have to walk into a room with an ask. It could just be your presence. People getting to know you and say, okay, well, I want to work with this person. Sometimes that's how it work out. And the biggest blessing of all is when your name is being said in rooms that you ain't even set foot in yet. Indirect proximity. People know you. People know what you can do. They talking about you. You ain't even in the room. That's gonna work out to your benefit. In the long run, that's gonna work out to your benefit. In the long run, you're gonna look up and you're gonna say, man, I never saw this for me. I never thought this would be my story. But it is. It is your story. That job you want, that job that you want, or that company that you desire to work for, figure out who worked there. Get close to them. In this day and age, you can go on social media, type in the company name on a LinkedIn or something like that, and you could see employees of that same company that you desire to work for. You can see people that work for that company. You can see people that used to work for that company. Sometimes it requires you to stick yourself out there in a manner that is not necessarily your character. But if you want the information, you got to be vocal about it. You got to open your mouth. If you don't open your mouth, nobody gonna know what you're thinking. Nobody gonna know what you got to say. They won't understand or know your thought process. You got to put yourself in a position where you can gain, but you also got to put yourself in a position where you can get some knowledge. You can get some information because information is a hell of a currency. No matter what it is, a job, a business, an investment, you got to put yourself in proximity to people who working in those realms that you desire to be in. Because if they're working in those realms that you desire to be in, but you know where to be seen, you're not present, it's going to be hard for you to grow beyond where you at. It requires you to be uncomfortable. Some of us don't like to be uncomfortable. I get it. Some of us like the level of comfort that we experience now, right now. Some of us love the level of comfort that we have in our life currently, even though we desire more, even though we want more. We love this level of comfort because I'm not worried about the bills. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about that. I'm comfortable. I got a job. I'm making good money. I'm comfortable. I don't want better. Now, if that's your situation and you don't want better, you don't want more, I totally get it. there's a host of people that live a modest life. They're not looking for the riches and the glam and the glory. And I'm not saying to chase the riches or the glam or the glory. I'm simply saying living a modest life is the most peaceful. The level of peace you experience living modestly is unmatched to those that who really are. He got to grind every day because they live a lifestyle and they live a life that requires a lot of currency. It requires a lot coming in. It requires a lot of people to open up their minds and think, what can we do to win? But it all goes back to proximity. Y'all ever heard the saying, your network is your net worth? Y'all ever heard that? That's a true statement. That's a true saying. If you want to be a real estate investor, you need to be around real estate investors. And I ain't talking just every real estate investor. I'm talking real estate investors of people who win it. If you want to be an agent, same thing. If you want to be a broker or start your own real estate firm, you got to place yourself in proximity to people or companies that are doing what you want to do. And sometimes that require you stepping out there and being kind of like an apprentice and working for free. But that's another problem. A lot of us don't want to do nothing where we don't get any return. You know, we understand working a job. I give up my time. I get a paycheck when they say it's payday. But we don't understand donating our time or giving our time to a situation just to learn something, how invaluable that can be. We don't understand that. That's the furthest thing from our mind. And I get it. I totally get it. I totally understand it. I'm not beating no one over the head about it. I'm just simply saying if you want to be winning at whatever it is you desire to win at, you have to place yourself within proximity of those things. If you're a ball player, you play sports. If an athlete's coming to town and they're doing a training camp, you should desire to be there. You should want to be there. If you got the resources, you should be there. If a real estate company, a real estate firm is holding an event, whatever that event could be, you should desire to be there. You should desire to want to be within company of people who are making moves in this industry that you desire to be in. But so many times that's uncomfortable. You can get on your phone right now and you could type in whatever it is in regards to proximity. You can go on whatever social media app, type it in. Scroll, look at videos, read posts, read comments. That's cool, but you behind the scenes. Most people won't type in a comment with a question. It's easy for us to look at it and say, okay, I scroll social media, I see what's going on with this, see what's happening. But we'll never be in the forefront. Proximity is a blessing. You surround yourself with the right situations and the right individuals. It'll be a blessing to you. It'll be a blessing to your life. It'll be a blessing to your growth. But it all starts with putting yourself in the right place. If you're around a bunch of people who got bad credit and they tell you of all the ways they paying other companies to manipulate their credit score, you're going to start to indulge in that and manipulate your credit score just to have some false credibility to acquire something you desire to have that requires credit. But at the same time, your behavior didn't change. Your credit score ain't nothing but a measurement of your behavior as it regards to finances and the ability to pay your bills back. I won't even say the ability. The fact that you pay your bills back and pay them on time. That's all your credit score is. It's a measurement. No different than a tape measure. You pull a tape measure out and it's a room that's 20 by 20, it's 20 by 20. Your credit score is saying this guy borrowed this amount of money for whatever reason and they paid it back on time. He has good credibility. But we tend to gravitate towards the things that are easy and not do the work. We got to do the work. Got to do the work. So, in this episode today, in regards to proximity, what are your thoughts? How close are you to the situation you desire to be in? How close are you to the people you desire to put yourself around? How close are you to getting over that hump? That's the importance of proximity. How close or how far? And what can you do to get yourself closer? Because a lot of times we can sit here and say, okay, I'm in proximity. I'm in real estate. I'm a construction worker that desires to have my own construction company. I'm a heavy equipment operator. I desire to buy equipment and start my own company. I get all of that. But how far away are you from that goal? Because if you wanting these things, but you're not close to them in a manner that you're not making the right decisions to set yourself up, how close are you? Or how far away are you? Ask yourself that question. Be honest with yourself. I can't hear your response to it. I would love to hear or read your response to that question, but I can't at this moment in time hear it. But you got to set yourself up and be within proximity so that you can win, so that you can succeed, so that you can be better for yourself, better for your family, better for your children. Who you doing it for? At the end of the day, we all got an expiration date. How will you be remembered? What was your proximity to positive things and growth? Think about that. Proximity. Appreciate y'all checking out the episode today. I really do.